Welcome back. Our good buddy Matt Lee joins us here talking about Kingston's red hot real estate market. And no doubt, if you are preparing to sell, this real estate market is so hot, you're going to be getting multiple offers. And you're going to talk us through this right now.
Yeah,
this is happening a lot with our market.
It's happening with a lot. It's not happening with every house, but it's one of these things that if you go in, certain people are saying they want to hold offers off for a couple days.
What does that mean?
So the seller has to sign a letter of direction that they don't want to look at any offers for a couple days, and it's a form that has to be in the file, and basically it says if today is Wednesday, they want to look at offers on Friday.
So they'll wait for all these multiple offers to come in and then sit and look at each one.
They're waiting for clients to be able to get through the house and be able to have that time to organize themselves, and it's a strategic plan basically that they've tried to set up that they can try to minimize conditions or do whatever. I mean, it's one of these things that you just have to, it pushes it into a possibility of a multiple offer situation, and that's what they are feeling. So if that does happen, then you present the offers one at a time, and basically you go through, if I was the broker sitting with the seller, I would be sitting down and we would be going through, and each buyer's representation would come in and present their offer, and then they would leave.
Is there such a thing as a normal window?
No, not really. I mean, somebody might hold it off for 24 hours, somebody might hold it off for a week. It depends on the situation and what the broker or agent wants to do, or what the sellers, what they're suggesting to the seller. It's always the seller's decision of what they want to do, and sometimes it's not there at all. But we're in a market where the inventory is very low, and we'll do stats next week or the week after and just see how many listings are actually out there. But our inventory is quite low, so I think that's what's kind of driving this.
Yeah, and that's been the situation for a number of years here now.
It's starting to, yeah, and what they're saying, I mean, the Real Estate Association is saying that it's something that we're going to see for a couple years. So it's not something that's going to change very quickly.
Knowing as a buyer there is going to be a one offer situation, how does that going to change the way I approach it?
Well, you have to go in and you have to have somebody that is knowledgeable of that market, and you want to make sure that
in that neighborhood even?
Yeah, like, I mean, you want to go in and there's different ideas. I mean, if it's an older house and you want to talk to the agent about maybe paying for a home inspection in advance, maybe do you take somebody in, like, to walk them through? You have to ask the seller, like, you have to make sure that it's all right. Do you get your financing lined up? Talk to these mortgage people, and that has to be taken care of from there. And that's something that you have to kind of really feel comfortable with how you set it up. And then you move forward. I mean, and you talk about the different ways of strategically setting up your offer when you're going in. And the other thing I always ask my clients is, how long are you going to be here? I mean, because the thing is if it's a quick turnaround, and if it's, military is here for a short amount of time, a year, 2 years, 3 years, you want to, it's like, okay, you have to really talk about the pros and cons and how much does it inflate. So you have to really know what you're doing and make sure that the client feels comfortable in the situation.
Is the onus on the buyer to ask for a home inspection, or should the seller go ahead and have that paperwork ready?
I mean, it depends. I mean, there is some sellers, very few, that would have a home inspection done in advance. I would say normally it's on the buyer at the buyer's own expense, and then you would be, they're working, the home inspector is working for you, the buyer, directly, and therefore you go out and go through it with them and spend that 2 or 3 hours inspecting the house.
With multiple offer situation, it works to the seller's advantage. I'm thinking if you have a number of offers and conditions to go through.
Yeah, and again, it's always one of these things where it's like, yes, it's at the seller's advantage if they've priced it. Did they price it for multiple offers, or is it priced at market value and it's being pushed up higher because there is so much more demand?
Right.
Like, it depends on, and it really depends on the area. It depends on a lot of things. But yeah, I mean, it does help the seller in that situation because they're minimizing conditions or they're pushing price. Like, it's just different things. It depends on the property, but yes.
But that communication with the agent, with the broker, vital to know that you're not really pricing it way out of range.
Yeah, you want to make sure that it's in the market, and always have somebody come in and do a market evaluation, show you what's been selling in the area, show what you're competing against, and really go there. Know the market. That's the best thing as a seller when you're getting ready to do your stuff.
Yeah, the agent, the broker, your best friend at this time.
Yeah, absolutely.
For sure.
Yeah.
Okay, Matt Lee, we thank you so much.
Thank you.
Real Estate Tips, brought to you by Matt Lee of Royal LePage.